Hey family, hey family, hey family. It is your girl, Miss Michelle Allen Franklin, honey. Yes, Mrs. Michelle DIY for divine intervention, baby. Because you know there are no coincidences in this world, only God's divine intervention in our lives. And Mrs. Community Builder, why? Because you know your girl's going to give you the good information, boo. The things you need for your mind, your body, your spirit, and your emotions. Honey. Look, it's Women's History Month. Where you been, boo? How you been watching the videos? I
Yeah.
seen you watching. I seen you. I know you looking. I know you looking. Thank you. Look, thank you, honey. I have been talking, y'all know, all month long to amazing, phenomenal women that have inspired and empowered my journey. And I am so grateful. This right here, this chick right here, this chick right here.
Now, are we singing? Because, I left my mic. I laugh.
She is. I'm gonna put you out there, honey. She is the karaoke queen.
Yes.
Don't give her a mic. She is the karaoke queen. She is my sister. She is my sister friend. This is Miss Keyuna Milam, Coach K. Miss Wanna Go Fit is in the building with your girl today. Boo, how you doing today?
Hello there. Good day there, my friends. Good day. I'm over here, doing what I do. Just finished my own radio show
Yes,
where we were kind of discussing how to get rid of weight. It's a difference between getting rid of weight and losing
that's your
weight.
girl right
I
here.
talk
That's
about
your
that.
girl. That's what she
So
taught
yeah,
me.
stuff like that.
Stuff like that. This is what she do. This is her world, honey. Miss Wanna Go Fit. If you want to get physically fit, honey, this is your girl right here. This
Mhm.
is what she doing. I'm gonna go back a little bit, honey. We met back in the day over 20 years ago.
I'm a woman of a certain age. I'm okay with
I'm okay with it. We those lessons and blessings is the name of the series. We done learned some lessons along the way.
it.
My girl back in the day, we met through another beautiful spirit. Y'all seen her on the series, Miss Renita Walls, my other sister friend, honey. Sister friends, God has blessed me with some amazing sister friends. So my other sister friends, Miss Renita Walls, we met back in the day. Her and Renita were sisters. Look, I ain't even gonna say sister friends, sisters.
Mhm,
and
mhm.
we met child going to the club, hanging out in them early 20s. That's when we was hanging. Not a
Girl,
lot. Look, not a lot, just a little bit, but we did go.
girl.
But from the very first time Nita introduced me to you, Key, it was like we had known each other our whole lives. We meshed just right away.
Well,
Right
you're a
away.
Taurus. I'm a Gemini. You know, we right
We
there.
right there
I,
together.
I got a lot of y'all Taurus ways, because I'm right on the cusp. But that's one side of me. The other side of me is all the way Gemini. That part.
I
Plus, we
love it.
both love our music.
Yes, honey. We be on
We
that
was
dance floor. We
dancing
were
for
on the
it.
dance floor. That's what meet me on the dance floor, honey. Your girl, and you know how your girl do, because I was doing all the videos. Kid used to trip
Girl,
on me
oh
because
my
I was
gosh,
doing all the
y'all.
dances from the videos.
I wish that we had
Some
like
footage.
bit girl. If we had footage from this,
They
y'all
not
don't
ready.
know.
They ain't ready.
Miss DI was getting it. You hear me? Mm, mm.
Look, and I never forget what song was playing. It was Only You by Kwame. We was at this club at
Cause not too many people know the dance moves from the videos.
I did the
So
whole
when I saw that you knew the dance moves to
yes,
one
ma'am.
of my jams, I
Yes,
was
ma'am.
like, oh, facts though, facts. I
Yeah,
just
the
told my
spirit.
daughter, I said, music is associated with so much in my life.
Yes,
You know,
yes,
I can go, associate a song with a period, with a time,
yes.
with
That's
a
what I do.
everything. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yep, I do the same
So
thing.
I love music, and I'm
Yes.
thankful for it because it's always been there for me.
Yes, 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 honey. Well, let's look. She's busy, so I appreciate you taking them time out your schedule because this girl is busy. She stay busy, and I'm grateful for it.
Yeah.
But tell the people about who you are, Coach K. Look, who are you, Coach K? What you got to do, Coach
You
K?
know, well, I'll say the evolvement of Coach K, right?
Yes.
Started off back in the day on the Go Fitness back in what, 2007. Really just
Mhm.
started for some autonomy to be there for
Yes.
the kids. I had gotten rid of some weight. I was a little heavier, you know, and I had gotten rid of some weight. I had a breast reduction,
Yeah.
and I've always loved to exercise, honestly. You know, my mom is a
Mhm.
habitual dieter. You
Yeah.
name it, it was happening and it was there, right?
But that's a whole nother show. We're gonna do that.
A whole nother show. But yes,
A whole
so
nother show.
you know, I all and then she would take me to like classes, I remember, you know.
Mhm.
So I
Mhm.
always liked to exercise.
Yes.
And I remember the Taibo videos, and
Yes.
you know,
Really
it's so
blank.
so I didn't associate it with it until later, but I was thinking
Mhm.
about it. So my mom was very strict, so I couldn't do nothing. So I was always in the house, and she got these Tybo videos. So I'm a little angry teen, so I'm, you know what I'm saying, right?
Double time.
And
Double time. Yes. Yes.
so, you know, fast forward to after I got married. I want to say my second time around, in when I was in Hanau, Germany.
Mhm.
They you know, they would do the USO stuff, you know, and MWR, you know, morale, welfare, and
Oh, okay.
so
Okay.
they would bring over people and so forth. So I remember they brought over Billy Blanks.
Shut up.
And so
Oh goodness.
I was in
Girl,
marketing.
love me some Billy Blanks.
I was in marketing at the time. So this is where I really, and that's why I said the involvement, because this is where, like I said, this is before fitness and so forth, or
Mhm.
choosing to do this, but this is just in that journey. And I was in marketing, always been a writer, you
Yeah.
know, so I remember I had an auto column.
Okay. Look, okay.
I'm a gearhead as well, right? So I had an auto column, and I would do like travel pieces and
Yeah.
stuff, and then they start letting me like cover events, right?
Yes.
So we went, and I was like, Billy Blanks, shut up. All right, I'm there, right?
Yes.
So everybody got on that little, you know, stuff, whatever. I come ready to work out. I'm in there. I'm, you know, I
Let's
got my
go.
name
Let's
tag. I'm
go.
like, all right, that's as much as y'all gonna get. I'm working out. And I remember, um, I of course, you know, like you said, I got to talk to him, and and I told him, I said,
Yeah. That's
man,
amazing.
I said, I remember, I said, I did your videos I said, all the
Baby,
time, you
we
know, and I
stayed
was
with the
like,
Billy Blanks video. Yes.
how it came back around. So he came back every year for 3 years. I
Oh
saw him
my
every.
goodness. Oh, that's
The last year,
awesome.
he said, "It's you." I was like, "Yeah, I'm back."
I'm here just for you, boo.
You know, but it was so funny because by then, I had started learning how to box. I had a trainer that taught me how to box, and that's how I got
Yes.
rid of the weight that I had gained. And
Wow.
um, and then, like I said, I remember, you know, it was right before then, and me and my ex-husband like separated, and I went to Atlanta. And I tried to go back into marketing, you know, doing what, now mind you, I had my auto column because we published you know, we had a publication. So you know, I'm doing TV commercials,
Yeah.
radio commercials. Girl, they wanted me to work in the mall.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay. And I was running one morning. I was like, after this, I'm not doing this.
Yeah. It
And
just turned on, like the switch just clicked,
yeah,
like,
it really
time to
did.
do
It
something
really
different.
did. However, it did make me realize that I did kind of, I guess, like helping with the whole like weight loss transformation thing. Like I
Yeah,
liked working out.
yeah.
I enjoyed it. And so I did. I went and got certified and I did it like I said because at the time I couldn't really find anything that I wanted to do. So I created it. Didn't go into it. I figured that because I was doing a plethora of things. I was doing PR.
Yeah.
I was doing all these things. And I said,
Mhm.
well, why don't you try and do all these things for yourself?
Come on now.
And that's how it began. So, I started back in 2007 as On the Go Fitness. Like, again, just wanted some autonomy to be there for the kids,
Mhm.
Um, and I actually, as time went on, and I just realized I do like this.
Yeah.
However, I was not thinking of it as a career or a business, really. Again, it was just something to have some autonomy,
Sure,
and
sure.
but in that time I had did some great things, helped some people and so forth. And I left Atlanta and went to Tennessee and was like, I'm going back to school. I was a science major, actually,
Wow.
about so, because I was going for physical therapy.
Yeah.
So I did that. I tried occupational therapy.
Wow.
I mean, because when I got to Tennessee, that's when I started encountering clients that actually had like challenges.
Physical challenges, yeah.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
So I'm a prior military wife, so I'm in the military environment. There's a lot of broke people in the military, right? You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? From
Yeah,
serving this here country, breaking themselves up.
yeah.
So they, I had them, but what did it for me?
Mhm.
I had two clients. One that had cerebral
Cerebral
palsy.
palsy? Mhm.
No, I'm trying to just remember if that was exactly what it was.
Oh,
I think she did, and but she walked with upright. Um,
mhm. The
uh,
canes.
uh-huh. And then I had another client that had ethiodander syndrome,
Wow.
and so it made me do research again. I'm in school anyway,
Yes.
because I was still in school. So, as I'm learning these things and I'm doing these things and so forth or whatever, and I'm like, okay, but I'm
Mm.
still training and teaching group fitness and doing all the things. And then I came to Texas.
Mhm.
When I came to Texas, I was still training, but I tell you, I mean, tacos is king in this area. And I really felt like at the time, you know, that nobody really wanted to be as committed as I needed them to be. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
in school, I'm for physical therapy, and because I took a desk job, and it was like, I then became my clients because
Wow.
I went to school full time, took a desk job, commuting, each way and Uber before it's Uber for my teenage kid. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yes.
And I found myself, I had gained weight.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what I'm saying? All of
Yeah.
the things. So I'll say the evolvement because from those things, from going through all those things, it ended up putting me back in the world of fitness.
Yes.
I actually, not that I learned some great things and I use them now because
Mhm.
now I have clients that are in wheelchairs
Yeah.
and all type again still in the military base,
Sure.
so broke up
Mm.
people, and a lot of my clientele is elderly,
Mhm.
not elderly but older,
Older.
you know
Yeah. Yeah.
and that really is because I began as a personal trainer and a group fitness instructor to still personal trainer, group fitness instructor, nutritional coach,
Yeah.
then the things add on CPR instructor,
Yeah.
and then take out kind of some of the things as far as that I was doing, meal prep and all that other type stuff, and just kept the basics.
Mhm.
Now I help, I'm a wellness educator. I help
Yes.
people
I love the
get,
journey.
well.
Yes. Yes. I
And
love the journey.
it's a
Yeah.
it's a thing. It's
Yeah.
something that we take for granted. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? You take
Mhm.
for granted that you're going to be here.
Yes.
And then so when I rebranded in 2015 as Wanna Go Fit,
Mhm.
I took it as a business approach. By then, I had got exposed to corporate setup, franchising, and so
Yeah.
forth.
Mhm.
So now I could take those things. Mind you, I still have my marketing background and my, like I said,
That's
I
what I mean,
still,
like all of the
don't,
things. Romans 8 and 28, honey. It's
you
all
know,
working together.
it all comes
Yeah.
together. I still, even now, even like you said, I still get to contribute to a monthly publication and
Yeah.
being a part of a book coming out with. It's just, so I still get to do
Yeah.
the things. It's
Yeah.
like all of the things came together in
Yes.
2022 when I had a friend that passed and kind of pushed me.
He was young. He was young too. He was young.
He was very, and so as I said, we take for granted that
Yes.
we're going to be here,
Yes.
and he did, and so his death hit me in a lot of ways. One, he did ask me to help him with weight loss and so forth, and we had through the years or so forth, but he wasn't never really serious, and it was, whatever. Two, he worked himself to death. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? He
It's huge,
literally had
guys.
it.
It's huge.
So, that was like he did everything for everybody, you know what
Yes.
I'm saying?
Yes.
And didn't do enough for himself.
Yes.
And so that, and I thought about it, and like I said, that plus I had a cousin that passed maybe later in the fall of that year. And that, was kind of like, okay, I'm doing it.
Yes.
And
Yes.
another reason I didn't realize it until recently, you know, when my friends started passing, they say it makes you look at your own mortality.
Surely. Surely.
And I realized that as I wasn't, I wasn't my best self. Like,
Mhm.
I started off with great intentions and so forth or whatever, but I was coming fresh out of a divorce, and
Yes.
it was just a lot of things going on. So, and I just realized I was like, man, I'm just doing too
Yeah.
like doing too much.
That's right. Yeah.
And, then, like you said, it's just like from looking at my decisions that I was making, even personally, I realized it had affected my business
Yeah.
because I wasn't showing up as my best self, even
Yes.
business. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
Yes.
with that, it really made me step back and look at who I was, what I wanted, and not only what I wanted, but how to get it.
Yes. Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
and that was the thing. It's like, okay, well, I always said I was put here to make a difference. I believe it wholeheartedly.
Surely.
You I believe that, before I leave this here earth, you're going to know who I am and the people after me and after that and
Yeah.
after that,
Yeah.
because that's just how I'm rolling. I'm not going to
Yeah.
stop till that's happening. You
Yeah.
and I lost some of that. I lost it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and I had to get and quiet the noise, and just listen to myself, pray,
Yes.
get it together so that way I could be better personally and
Yes.
my business could be better. And
Yeah.
since then, like I said, busy blessings,
Yes.
because I honestly and truly can say, how they say, sometimes you're the problem. I was the problem.
Listen, Maisha, Debbie Maisha and I just had an interview. She is day 15, I believe. But we just talked about losing yourself.
Mhm.
You know, I felt that losing myself. Actually, The year that I know I was in the darkest place was the year I knew that you and I were going to be friends for a lifetime. I don't know if you remember, but I was in Atlanta. I came to Atlanta. I had been in a 4-year relationship and it was the end. And I
Oh,
went to Atlanta just to, I
I
need to get
remember.
away and I need to breathe. And I think I was just in this, I was in darkness. What you're talking about of just this, I don't even know. I had just lost myself. I didn't know how I had ended up in this relationship, and I didn't know how I ended up. I didn't know how. Let me take that back. I knew how I ended up in the relationship, but I didn't know how the relationship got there. You know what I
Mm,
mean? And so I was just, but I was in this place, and I remember being in such darkness. You know, you don't know that you're in darkness until you get around light, and then it's like, and
real
then
bad.
you gotta go back home to your darkness, and you're like, I don't want to go back. And I
Mm-mm.
remember being in Atlanta and I did not want to go home.
Mm,
I didn't want to go home.
mm,
And
mm,
I was like, I just need one more day. I just need one more day. And
mhm.
you and Nita, we were broke back then, y'all. We were broke. So
Yeah,
we had the money,
yeah,
right?
yeah. I
Uh,
was definitely more party, more BS than them
but
days,
more
boy.
party, more BS. But I remember it was like I got 50. I got this, my sister friends. I
Mhm.
got 50. You said I got 50 on a $200 flight. I got 50. I got this. I was like, okay, I got 100. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And it was in that to where I was able to stay a little bit longer.
And I don't even remember that. My name
Girl,
Scotty.
girl.
And I don't
But
even remember. I
that
remember being there
that was when I
that
knew.
time. I do remember that. I lived there at that time.
Yeah, yep. You were living there at that time. You were in Atlanta
Yeah.
living there. But I remember that. And I'm saying this because, after that, when I think about sister friends, right? We hadn't talked. We
Mhm.
hadn't been around each other, you know what I mean? But
Mhm.
it's like when you come back around to your sister friends,
Mhm.
this is the
Mhm.
blessing. When you come
Mhm.
back around to your sister friend, it's like no time has passed. We
Mhm.
jumping in and we doing, girl, I
Mhm.
need you. I'm working and I'm doing this.
Right.
You gonna pause? What you need? Okay, take it. And I gotta go though, but take this and I gotta go. You know what I mean? But it is, and it was that, and I felt that. I feel like that was the first time like I knew that was another layer in solidifying my foundation of faith because I just didn't know
Mhm.
that I had that support. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? I didn't
Mhm.
know that I had that support outside of family, outside of, you know what I mean? I'm used to being the one. And so I'm taking a moment to talk about sister friends because it's so important to know it doesn't matter how much time has passed.
Mhm.
Right? It doesn't matter. And so I was online, right, watching you. I didn't know that was the beginning of Wanna Go Fit, but I saw you
Oh.
online,
Mhm.
talking about using these products. At that point, we fast forward and now at that point I was 270 some pounds and you were talking about this weight loss journey that you were, doing this challenge.
Mhm.
And I was like, man, I ain't seen Key in a long time. And I'm looking, I was like, oh, she doing the weight loss. I'm 270, but I ain't looking at the weight loss. I'm just like, oh, hey, oh, look, that's nice. That's nice.
Right. Right.
Just
Right.
scroll by. I sent you a message, girl, you look good. We need to catch up. Right. We need to catch up.
That's
And then
hilarious.
I darted on back on about my business. But when
Mhm.
we came back around and we caught up, and the work that you were doing with Wanna Go Fit, it literally changed my life. I feel like I was running, right? Talk about those people in San Antonio that don't want to commit and all of the things. I was running, when you need to do something,
Mhm.
you need to do it.
I
Yeah.
said that.
And
You know,
it said, you need to do it. And you said to me, you said, Michelle, when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, you'll do it. And I said, Kia, I'm tired. I think I'm tired now. I'm ready. I'm ready. And
Mhm.
it was a short amount of time. I want to delve into a little bit because we're talking about, what you do is holistic care and life. And I know some people get on their weight loss journey and they, you know, just lose weight and they don't use any supplements or anything like that. But I want you to talk a minute about the importance and maybe even why supplements are helpful, for people that have been on a journey. I know for me, when I use the products, it
Mm-hmm.
helped me get to a place faster.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times somebody out there is like, yeah, well, you lose the weight faster, but it comes right back. Well, it don't come right back just because, but it'll come back because you ain't dealing with the stuff that got you to lose the weight in the first place. I'm gonna put that out there. It don't have nothing to do with the supplements. It has to do with the choices that you're making. But
Mm-hmm.
that's my boat right there. But come on
Right,
back.
right, right, right.
Come on back
Well,
around
and
and tell them, why is it
so
important? Why was it important for you at that time when you started using supplements, to help people on their journey?
well, it was because I ended up trying supplements. As I said, I feel like I am one of those trainers where when I say, yo, I've been there, I mean that. As I mentioned, I was very busy, you know, commuting. I was the secretary of my bike club, cooking. There wasn't no cooking.
Yeah.
I had the husband was deployed. You know, I legit gained so much weight so fast just by eating out, making freaking hitting up Starbucks, every dang day and so forth. So I
Yeah.
had developed poor habits.
Yes.
It's no ifs, ands, buts about it.
Yeah.
I had developed poor habits. And I met these people that they were doing Avocare and just being honest. So, like you said, as the evolvement continued, I'm glad that I had that at the beginning of Wanna Go Fit,
Yeah.
because again, I was, like you said, I took it from being, a hobby
Yeah.
to a business.
Mhm.
So with that, it gave me structure,
Yeah.
right? Because I was like, all right, well, I gained the weight. I tried the program. It worked.
They were.
And it worked.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, I always believed that taking supplements and so forth was cheating.
Mhm.
So, but at that particular moment, it was like, man, I can't keep going on like this.
Yeah.
Again, I I developed bad habits,
Yeah.
So when I tried the program down here, and I was, helping other people here. But then I moved there and I teamed up with that group there where they had, really were putting the education to it, which
Yeah.
I appreciated, because now all of my nutrition classes and stuff that I had, taken in school and so forth, and my certifications were all, and it was
Mama
like,
Thing
oh,
28, it's all coming together,
okay,
baby.
okay, all
It's
right,
coming together.
So no, I think that you don't necessarily need to take supplements. However, if you do feel like, and I'm not just talking about just for weight loss.
Yeah.
I said something about it today when I was talking about getting rid of weight is protein.
Yes.
One of the things that I am a fan of is, if you know that you are not going to eat it and you don't mind drinking it, then drink it.
Yeah.
I like to eat my food, so I'm not, what I'm saying, that's not my jam. But if I needed to, I was doing a
Right.
shake. And
Right.
I was doing the
Protein
I
shakes
mean,
are so good. Yeah.
at the time, it fit into my lifestyle, and I was like, okay,
Yes.
but I do think that, if for me to have seen weight loss without any supplements, because the
Yeah.
first time that I got rid of weight off of pretty much exercise alone. Just being
Mhm.
honest, it wasn't even like I never really ate terrible, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? However, definitely off of exercise alone. It just, like you said, it tied it together. So it's
Mhm.
like, even now, like you said, in my series that I do, my wellness education series that I do, those events,
Yeah.
So at the one that's coming up, is the Fitness and Nutrition Expo. I have a Q&A on weight loss,
Yeah.
surgery and all this Ozempic and all that stuff and so forth, because people want to know.
Yeah.
Sometimes that may, and I really don't agree with that, but as far as like the weight loss surgery, with weight loss surgery, sometimes that may be the jump start that you need, but it needs to be a jump start.
Right.
I just have a problem with things that you do quickly and for quick results. And I don't agree with that.
Right.
Like you said, if
Yeah.
it's something that you can keep up with, then you know it's for you.
Right.
If you're finding it hard to keep it all together, you're doing too much and
Yeah.
you need to simplify it. So
Yeah.
that way it is a lifestyle. That's
Yeah.
how you get rid of weight, creating a lifestyle that you
Yes.
actually can live with.
Yes. That is one of the things I was so appreciative for you with you because you were always, saying we're not, losing weight. We're getting rid of the weight.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And for me, life was life and all of the things. And so I know that the journey of weight loss, it is a journey. It's a process.
It is.
What I know for
Mentally,
sure
mentally
is
brutal. I mean, it's brutal on your body, but it is mentally brutal.
it's mentally brutal. And what I know for sure is, you're not heavy because you ate some donuts or you went through that Starbucks drive-through too much. You know what I mean? There is a holistic approach. And you talked a little bit about your friend passing away and, you starting, but talk a little bit about what you're doing right now with this holistic approach and how Wanna Go Fit has evolved.
Well, like I said, when the homie died,
I know
it
that was painful.
definitely, you know, made me look at how things were going,
Yeah.
And with that, like you said, I just wanted to do something. I
Mm,
had been wanting to do like a health fair type deal or so forth. So I was like, well, this is my opportunity. And it ended up actually being a series because the first year I did it, um, I did general health, mental health, fitness and nutrition.
yeah.
Because for me, it was like, all right, general health, of course, knowing what to do. Here in San Antonio, diabetes is very high because there's a lot of overweight people here, right?
Yes.
It was like, well, people need to know about that stuff. Then it was like mental health, again,
Yeah.
like you said, for me, I know that, when weight loss is mentally brutal, but
Yes.
life is mentally
Yes.
brutal.
Mentally brutal.
And as I was healing from these different situations, you know what I'm saying? I realized that we really need to make sure that we talk about it in depth.
Yeah.
So, as I mentioned, that first year, that was what the basis of it was. And then I did my Fitness and Nutrition Expo. And then the last part of it is the Brain Health Fair. And in
Yeah.
the Brain Health Fair, that's where we really get into everything, breaking it down in categories.
Yeah.
Now, by year 3, mind you, I told you my friend died at work, worked
Yeah.
and died. Really, finances ain't always financing.
Right.
So, in year 2, I added financial literacy
I love that.
because, again, as I said, I was the problem.
Mhm.
From my and I even say I was the problem of ex of how they say you got to treat people how to treat you,
Yeah.
all the way around from business relationships, clients, and so forth. When I tell you, ma'am, if you look up boundaries in the dictionary, you'll see my face. That is how I roll. I may not be as strict with them. Maybe, next year or the year after. But I tell you, when I realized that because it was just spilling over even in my business.
Yeah.
Like you said, no, it's not any dig, but business is business.
Business.
Clients is clients.
Yeah.
My daughter, she she was here. I was going to have a meet with this guy. She said, "Mom, he's cute. Put on some." She was like, "Make sure you cute." And I was like, "Girl, I'm going to go find this here location. I ain't got time." You know,
Business is business. Yes.
business.
Business
You
is
know what
business.
I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And just staying focused on that.
Yeah.
So, with him passing, and then I had another close friend of mine who was instrumental in what I feel like me being able to claim my peace past last year.
Wow.
Last year again, it's supposed to be celebrating his 50th, celebrating homegoing,
Wow.
right? So what is happening here?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? Are we paying attention to all of the things?
Yeah.
Because do you feel like just because you go to work and you have a good job that life is peachy? How are you taking time for yourself? The world is crazy right now. So,
Yeah.
it's been crazy, but it's real crazy now.
It's real.
So it's like,
Yes.
what are you doing?
Yes.
What are you doing to fill your tank? And I realized I wasn't doing enough. I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't doing enough for myself, and
Yeah.
that's why I was falling short getting out. I
Yeah.
wasn't feeling. I was giving it all away, giving
Yeah.
it, giving it all away, and wasn't
Listen.
keeping anything for me.
Yeah.
So that's the series. And the series, I like you said, my goal is just to for everybody to start the conversations that may be the breakthrough that you need to get out of the situation that you're in,
Yeah.
improve a situation, improve your health. Maybe, like I said, we added financial literacy for the last couple years, so maybe even that. And the last event that I had, our wellness fair, our Get Fit Wellness Fair,
Mm-hmm.
I added as one of the topics because for mental health, the one that we have, and I always have it in November, we're in Military City. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I have it always close to Veterans Day as possible. Again, I'm a former military spouse, and a lot of people I know feel different ways or so forth. However, when you see what these people actually go through,
Yeah.
a lot of people will shut up. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? They go through a lot. They
Mm.
go through a lot, and especially women
Yeah.
in the military and people of color. All of that, all of it plays a big part. You know what I'm saying? So I have it broken down to work life balance. What is mental health,
Yeah.
recognizing your triggers, PTSD.
Very good.
Um, I threw in relationships in there this year. And
Yeah.
I threw in relationships because I was like, I've seen it around me. I've gone through it myself, just the either death of relationships or the changing of relationships or so forth,
Yes.
romantically, with yourself,
That's
with
right.
friends,
That's
with
right.
your family.
That's right.
We have
That's right.
all of these relationships
Yeah.
that we play a part in, and it's nice to get some tips sometimes on
Yes.
how to deal with these things.
Yes.
Grief, we
Yeah.
cover grief because,
Yes.
again, like, you grieve relationships,
Yes.
as they
That's
once
right.
were and so forth. So I
Yes.
mean, all of that plays a part, because let me tell you something: if you're stressing, you ain't losing no weight, no way.
Not at all. That cortisol is up, baby. Nothing is moving.
Up
You can't
there.
figure out why you doing stuff and nothing's
That
happening.
part,
Yeah.
that part. And
Mhm.
now, because I'm a woman of certain age, I didn't know. I didn't know until I knew. Um, like you said, I've been in perimenopause. So I had premature menopause. I had night sweats at 36. I
That's
had
crazy.
my first hot flash at 39. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? I am 44,
Yeah.
about to be 45.
Baby, look, somebody
So
knew the struggle. The struggle is real.
So what was a
I
topic this
know.
year?
I know.
Yes. I do a lot of research now on
Yes.
menopause and
Really good.
perimenopause for my clients. Like I said, whatever they're going through, I do try and, at least have some knowledge base about it to
Yes.
what, how to help them. But
Yes.
I'm telling you now,
Mhm.
yes, wellness educator. What? Let's get old.
Yeah.
One, we want to get old.
Yeah.
However, we want to make sure that we grow old healthily,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
just
Yeah. Healthy. Healthy.
mm,
I love that, honey. I really, really love that. I want to take a minute and give you your flowers because I feel like where I am today, and all that I'm doing, you played a tremendous role because I think, we were growing together. You
right.
know what I mean? We were growing together. You were at the beginning of Wanna Go Fit and coming in and allowing me to come in and one, do the work myself
Mm-hmm.
and then come in and teach me what you
Others.
knew and work with clients and get my own clients and start my own group and working with people and then to teach. You allowed me to come on your platform you know
Mhm.
and teach. And every Wednesday, guys, I would come on and I would teach something because at that point I didn't know. This was before Reflections Choosing Me. When I first started, I was doing depression and anxiety and the role that it plays in your weight loss journey.
Mhm.
That was my initial because I knew,
Mhm.
from being sexually assaulted that had played a role in my weight. And so for me, I had so much anxiety about getting down and getting small again. This is the subconscious mind, y'all, and how the subconscious mind works. And all that came together and when I was working with Key and understanding, that role. But she gave me a platform to come on and talk about my mental health journey, to come on and talk about when you go on my Reflections Choosing Me and you see that fear video, that was a Wanna Go Fit night. Right.
Mm.
That was
Mm.
a Wanna Go Fit night where I talked about fear. It was beginning at the top of the year. And I was like, you know
Mhm.
what? That was my very first transparent video.
Mhm. Mhm.
I had been fasting, I had been praying, I had been teaching, I'd done all the things, and I had all the tools, and I wanted so much to pour. And you allowed me to, use your platform and pour. And I'm so grateful for that because now,
Amen. Look
I'm,
at you.
look, I'm so comfortable. You know,
Yes. I
listen, I
have.
got I got on the radio. It's so funny. I'm on the radio now, and I have a show every Monday. And when I first went
Nice.
to the owner, to the manager of the radio station, and he said, "Well, how long do you want? You want 15 minutes? You want 30? 15 minutes is a long time to talk." I said, "Oh no, sir. I need 30 minutes." He said, "That's a long time." I said, "Oh, you have no idea.
Yeah, I was about
I
to
can
say.
do 30 minutes
Yeah,
easy. I'm gonna try to figure out how to cut it down."
I was about to say. Yeah. Sheesh.
But that was because I had been talking and comfortable and sharing my story and sharing my journey on your platform. I hate that all my videos are gone because Facebook took that page away,
Girl,
but
I like you. I don't have that Wanna Go Fit page no more. I tag it, but I don't have it.
it's so crazy. But it was so much, and I was literally sad and depressed about it. There was so much good information on there, and I was like, man, I feel like a piece of me disappeared.
Yeah.
But what I took from that was Lord saying you need to, that's the past, and you need to come fresh with this fresh,
Mhm.
new. But
Mhm.
I love your willingness to go out and help and to pour. When you're talking about pouring and being empty from an empty cup, it reminds me of my favorite, Ayala and Oprah, my favorite. A video of them in that clip, and Ayala is talking about, she said, we pour to the extent, to almost to the death of us, right? She
Mhm.
said, but when you pour, what you need to understand in setting boundaries, what comes out of the cup is for everyone else. What's in the cup is mine. And when you don't have boundaries, like I didn't have boundaries. We didn't know what
Lord,
boundaries were.
no.
When you don't have boundaries, your cup is empty and it's dirt. And you just throwing, like you still trying to give something. It's
Mhm.
nothing there. You're still trying to give. Why? What are you doing? You have
Mhm.
to take a minute and fill your cup. And like he said, with her friend that that passed away, working. Us women, we have this. Men, y'all have
On
it too.
somebody else's.
You're working somebody else's job, honey. Best believe when that man passed away, I bet you he got replaced.
Well, no,
The
I
job
in
has
this
to, the job
particular.
has to continue, right?
Right,
What I'm
right.
saying is, if you work yourself for
Oh
another
yeah, oh
company,
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah. This
job is going
particular one,
to
he took a
continue.
hit.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? They're going
Mhm.
to get someone else.
Oh yeah.
I understand you want to be the best that you want to be for that job, but be the you want to give and whatever. But you being the best you show
Mm,
up and you work better. You
yeah.
show up better in this world when you take the time to take care of yourself. Right?
Yeah.
It
Yes.
is. This is what I learned from Key. Like, stop making it optional.
It's
It's not
not.
optional.
And that's the thing. My a friend of mine, she said, "Your phones." She said, "You stay in do not disturb." I said, "Yeah." It actually didn't start off being like that on purpose.
Sure.
I had a situation where I had to put cameras up.
Yeah.
So I had to put cameras up, and the alerts were killing my battery. I
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah. Because
okay.
you put cameras up, any little thing flying, it's beep, 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 beep. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So I put the cameras up, the dang alerts. I said, well, I got to. I
Mm.
got to put
Yeah.
this on do not. So it stayed there. But then I started to realize that what it did was I no longer every time somebody texted or called or whatever, I wasn't available. And
Yeah.
life still moved on.
Life still moved on.
Life still moved on
Yeah.
with the phone and so forth. Because again, I was looking at my business and was like, what am I doing?
Right.
And
Right.
and even throughout the year I started my series,
Mhm.
and I was feeling really good about it. However, I was like, it's
Yeah.
not right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I had to step back. And like you said, I began living in Do Not Disturb.
I
And
love you.
with that, like you said, it gives me time to fill my tank and so forth. I put out all day long. And then because I was still healing from this and going through this, I'm on the phone or whatever.
Yes.
All right, all right, we done with that. I can't
Yes.
do it no more. I can't do it no more. The thing about it is I don't like when other people give me excuses. So why am I taking it from myself?
Oh,
So
that's good. Say that one more time for the people in the back, girl. That was good.
you don't like it when other people give you
That's right.
excuses. So why accept it from yourself?
You accept it from
And
yourself.
that's just that,
Yes.
and it was just a matter of getting it together, girl. I had to get it together. Like I said, quiet the noise. Teach people how to treat me. I
Yes.
realized, I was like, people are doing what they're doing because you allowed it
Yes. That's right.
all the way around, from my
That's a different
marriage to
conversation.
everything,
That's a different
children.
conversation. That's a different conversation. That's a
So
different conversation.
once, even like I said, it even extended to my clients
Yeah.
because it was like, I wouldn't do that. Why am I accepting that?
That's right.
So I definitely just feel like living and do not disturb
Yeah.
is great for me. It has definitely helped me. I feel like operate as my best self because then you get to put things in order,
Yeah. Your priorities shift.
you know.
You realize what your priorities are. And it gets to a point where, you know, um, I know I've gotten to points in my life where I had to decide, like in that 4-year relationship, I had to decide, am I loving everything else, or do I love me enough? You know what I mean? I love you, but do I love me?
Mm-hmm.
This isn't what loving me feels like, to
Mm-hmm.
allow certain things.
Right.
That's self-reflection, honey. We've had these conversations. We be on the phone for long times
Mm-hmm.
talking. And
Mm-hmm.
we've had all these conversations of the self-reflection and what you have allowed and why you done that. And when did that start? When did that become okay? Why is
Right.
it okay now? That's really not okay.
okay.
It's not okay.
No.
Why have I allowed that? And then the shame and all of the stuff that comes along with that comes. But you have to work your way through it.
Mm-hmm.
But the very first part
Mm-hmm.
is acknowledging.
Acknowledging that you're the problem.
You're the
You're, and and again, I busy blessings, because just from taking more control over my mental and emotional health,
yes,
you know, it speaks volumes. And it's like you look back and be like, damn, how was I living before?
right.
Like,
Yeah,
is
that's
this
self-reflection to
you
have you like, what was going on? What?
you know?
Why
I
is
mean,
that okay?
honey,
Yes.
honey. So I definitely feel like in this journey of life and whatever it is that you got going on, I say, what are your hard no's?
Yes.
Figure out what your hard no's
That's good.
are. And I didn't have any before.
Hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I
Yes.
didn't have with nobody. With nobody. I had no hard no's.
No hard nose.
I cannot fault anybody for where I was or am or how I am or what I do. I can only control the one thing, which is me. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that's it.
That's
Learn to
it.
control,
Right. That's it. Right. That's
learn to
it.
control you. Cause like you said, I know when I'm not in control of me, it is trouble. Trouble. And I know
Yes.
now when I'm at that point, and it's like, I'm gonna step away from this.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm gonna step away from this. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's why I feel like it's so important. I talk a lot about being intentional. So you make and everything is a choice. There is when you get into this side of being intentional about your decisions, being intentional about your walk, being intentional about self-reflection. You said to me one time, you said, Michelle, every time you get into a groove, something happens. You allow something else to come in and take. I didn't realize that, right? Sometimes it takes somebody else looking at you from the outside to say, wait a minute, what I do? But when you said it to me, now I got to look at it, right? And now I have to look at it and I said, man, I would be doing great. I'm teaching, I'm going, I'm putting my programs together, I'm doing all the things. And then something would happen with somebody else. Wasn't my problem. Wouldn't be my situation, right? But your girl is I got to go save Captain Saberhole.
Got that whole
That was
train.
the saying back in the day. That was the saying back. I'm sorry for all my Christian people.
Oh, uh,
Because that's what it was back in the day. If you're in my generation, you really understand because that was a thing,
mm-hmm,
right? You got
mm,
to save everybody. You
no,
want to save everything and you
no,
put yourself on the back burner and I'm dying, right? I'm not fulfilling my purpose. I'm not doing my dream. I'm not doing what God has called me to do because I'm going off to do and to help and everything. And so it is very important, again, to figure out what are you doing and why are you doing that. And for me, it was don't be somebody that I love.
mm, mm-hmm.
Don't be somebody I love. I'm going to sacrifice myself each and every time. And that's what Key told me. Why are you doing that?
Right,
Why?
right, right. I mean,
You
and
had to look at it. I had
that's
to look at
the
it.
thing. The people that are closest to us,
Yeah.
I've realized, like, people would say, like they say now, they be like, man, you're so positive, this and that. And I tell myself, yeah, I just got this way, yo. I tell, I
That
tell them,
west side, that Baltimore boy, that city life, it has you
I
rough
like this.
around the edges. Yeah.
I just got like this.
Yeah.
And I tell them, I say that because one thing, one thing And it took a man, when I say I can pinpoint some
Yes.
moments and conversations that I've had with people where I was like, I'm not going to keep on in this. I can
Yeah.
pinpoint it.
Yeah. Yeah. You
I
start
know.
seeing it because you
And
start
I
seeing
was
it.
like,
Yeah.
okay, and I remember you used to say, what's going on? Oh, same shit, different day.
Yeah.
If I say that or whatever, if you hear me say that in 2025,
Not good. No. No. That's not what we're gonna be.
but
Mm-mm.
I stopped saying that years ago
Yeah. Yeah.
because I realized, you know,
Your
all
words
I'm
have
doing is
power, baby.
forecasting
Yeah. Your
movement,
words have power.
right?
Mhm.
So I think that just having a strong freaking like just a will to be positive, the
Yes.
will to like look at things,
Yes.
from that side. I mean, you can't be blind to the stuff, however, somebody said one time, all what she said, always assume positive intent.
Woo, that's good.
So I
If you're
I
gonna
na-
assume, always assume positive I
I,
love that.
I naturally do. And
Yes.
it's just because I don't, like you said, I don't want to assume that you coming at me to do me harm.
Yes.
However, I have gotten better at seeing some of the subtle
Discernment.
signs,
Discernment.
because
Yeah.
there's things that are in your face,
Red flags
and
on the
there's
way.
things that are subtle.
Yes. Yes.
So you just gotta learn to pay attention to
Yes.
all of it.
Pay attention, baby.
Growth is great. It's the
Yes,
best
it
thing
is.
since Wonder Bread.
Yes, it is. Girl, I'm telling you, that's why look, I have a week on in my 12-week. I have a week on choice. I got a week on being intentional. I got a week on paying attention. Because you're right, Key. You don't even realize I didn't know how many little things. God, I was driving through life. I was always speeding, going somewhere.
Oh, girl, I same. I'm dipping and you right.
Speeding
Yes.
throughout everything. When I
Yeah.
started fasting, and now I'm on a journey. I'm working with you. So now I'm looking for places. The guy that facilitates the fast, Christopher Aaron, he asked, do you have a Trader Joe's or what's the other big one? Whole Foods. I was like, no, we don't have nothing like that. I'm in little bitty Tyler, Texas. Like, we don't have nothing like that here. Why was I driving past Nature's Grocer every day?
Mm-hmm.
And I say every day, I mean every day. Didn't even see it. I have what I need. You have what you need. It's probably you done probably zoom past it because you're not paying attention.
Yeah.
You're not. I have a circle of friends. I have a friend that can help me get what I need. But am I paying attention to that? No, because I'm going on too busy doing what it took me saying, girl, what's she doing on Facebook? What she doing?
That's funny.
Not ready. Oh, okay. Right.
Right, 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 right.
But when you get ready, know that God has already provided and given you. I promise you what you need is
Yeah.
right there, probably around you in your face, right here. Look on this podcast, right there, sitting in the
You
black
know?
with the black shirt on. You see what I'm saying? Everything that you need is right there.
Yeah.
We just
I
don't.
definitely, I 100% agree with you. Like I said in the last time we talked, like I said, faith is something that I didn't know until I met you. And I was like, man, this chick, she just is like, you know. However, um, best thing that one of the best things I ever discovered, and I'm not sure how I was getting through life without it. Um, just and actually, like you said, having faith has started to come, like you said, and it's like drip drabs, right? Drip drabs of it,
Yeah.
drip drabs of it. And then, like, you're constantly put in situations where, you gotta are you going to fall, are
Oh
you going
yeah.
to run,
Fall
or
back.
are
Right.
you
Right.
going to stand
Right.
and believe that,
That's right.
got
Because
through
he will
this,
test
get
you.
through that.
That's right. And he always does.
Always
I
does.
mean, track record is at 100. Like, what are
Man,
we doubting for
man,
real?
I
Track
tell you,
record is it's
I
100.
tell I tell
I ain't had a time. Not one. I have not had a time.
you. I
I
know.
don't know anybody that's walking in faith that has had a time.
Mhm,
100.
mhm.
Who do you know
That's
betting at 100?
yeah.
Like,
You're right. You're right. You're right. Like I said, growth,
go
man.
with it.
Growth is amazing.
Yeah.
Like you said, growth is amazing. It definitely I told my daughter and I meant it, and I like you said, I'm okay with me. I've never been the most mature person. Mm-mm. No, can't say that I was, you know what I mean?
Mm.
However, I don't know what switched.
Life. Life. Started
But
life. Sometimes you
I
have
when
to
I
do.
say like literally like maybe the last year or two,
Mm.
but it's just it made me start looking at things differently.
Yeah.
Like I said, and that was one of the things that, like I said, I was like, okay, you know, again, you accepting things from other people because you accept it from you. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? You're doing, you're not making the impact that you want or so forth because you're pouring from an empty well. You don't got
Mm.
nothing to give. So, what you got?
Fill your
And
cup
I
up.
mean, just like I said, the involvement from, from Keyuna to, friendly neighborhood trainer to
Yeah.
Miss Wanna Go Fit to Coach
Yeah.
K. You know what I'm saying? I'm thankful
Yeah.
that I'm here, and hopefully I can help more people because I
Mhm.
I enjoy what I do. No, I can't really see doing anything else. I
Yeah.
try.
I know you have. I know you have. I remember those conversations. Do I go get a job? What do I do?
I tried. I tried. And and just being honest, I remember, and that's why where you say the faith comes in. And last time that I physically saw y'all was for my daughter's Welcome to Motherhood party.
Yes.
And like you said, and that's a testament to, like you said, having talked and so forth, but y'all mugs showed up and showed out. And
Yeah.
I genuinely just appreciated it. And with that, I just, in that time, I'm like, okay, I'm not, I'm just not, it's not coming. Like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm just
You were empty, babe. You were empty. Yeah.
driving along.
Going and being and doing. You know what I call it? Going and being and doing on autopilot. You were on
Mhm.
autopilot. It was
I
very
was on
evident. Yeah.
autopilot.
You were on
I
autopilot.
tell you this,
Yeah.
being in that room and seeing my grandson come into this world
Yeah.
changed everything.
Yeah.
So that was, like I said, the
Yeah.
moment that I matured. I know for a fact because from that point forward, I no longer look at things the same.
Yeah.
I didn't even intend to be in the room, and I was like,
God's divine intervention knew you needed to be in that room, girl. God is
well,
he's strategic.
yeah,
He's strategic.
yeah, yeah. I
He
tell
knew
you,
you needed some
look,
motivation.
look, on a funny note, I never heard the word vagina used so much in my life. I was like, my God. Oh, but
Let me tell you something. I don't want to be down there. I don't want to be down. I want to be at the top. I don't want to be down there. I'm not an OB nurse.
there's a lot going on. That's all I'm saying. Jesus be offense. But yes, ma'am. So, but and being that
Oh
with
my
him
God.
coming, I also feel like he was also a catalyst in
Yes.
just the involvement that or the direction that I'm going in, want to go fit is going in. I'm
Yeah.
actually in the process of making some changes because it's
Yeah.
time for involvement.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's one of the and we're wrapping up, but I think that's one of the beautiful things that happens when you have some grandbabies. I know with mine, it did make me start looking at generational wealth and what I wanted to do and what did I really How did I want to show up in this world? And when I'm gone, what do I want it to look like for my babies that are not here? What do I want it to look like? What do I want my legacy and my name to be? What I want people to be saying about me. I think about my grandfather and how people, I was a baby when he passed away, but people still talk about the man like it was just yesterday. I want that. I want that.
Same.
Right? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. The legacy of it all, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It
So
does.
it's beautiful. That's
It's a
beautiful.
beautiful thing. It is. It honestly,
Yes.
it
Yes.
is. All
Yes.
right. I
That's,
got
that's,
it
let
on
me
to
just
save the world.
let me ask you this last question. This is my last question for everybody before we close. The name of the series is called Lessons and Blessings. And so, what is the greatest lesson that you've learned along your journey that you can share with another woman?
Mm, I would say the only thing that likes change are wet babies, but it's the one thing that you can't is inevitable. And don't accept anything from yourself
That's
that you wouldn't accept for anybody else.
yeah,
And get by yourself, quiet the noise, trust your own judgment.
yeah. I love that. I love that, honey. Oh, thank you. I know you're busy. I know you got to go. People on the schedule.
5 minutes.
I love you, honey. Thank you so much for coming on. I
Yes.
appreciate
Thank
you.
you for
Appreciate.
having me. Don't forget to go and subscribe, guys.
Oh, thank
Subscribe.
you. I forget.
Make sure hit that check mark so you can see when this video airs.
That's right. That's right. Thank you, honey. Thank you
All
again.
right.
I just appreciate all that you've done and been for me in my life. Appreciate it.
Mwah.
All
Blessings
right.
and blessings.
Blessings and
Talker out.
blessings.
Bye.
Bye. All right, family. That is my sister friend, Miss Keyuna Milam, honey. That is Coach K. Miss Wanna Go Fit. All of the names, honey. Just a beautiful spirit. We're in the streets of Baltimore, Maryland, in the clubs. Not all the clubs, not a bunch of clubs. We wasn't out in them streets like that, but when we went out, we had a great time. When we went out, we had a great time. It is the importance of sister friends, honey. The people in your life that you don't talk to all the time because now we're grown and everybody is working and doing their own thing. But knowing and understanding to reach out to your sister friends, to those people that have impacted your life, right? I'm like, I don't believe God is a just because God. You've seen along the journey, as Keyuna has shared, all of the things that have happened, the influence, right? I hope that you can take some of this information, some of these good stories, right? And not just look at them as entertainment, but look at them and what can I do? What do I need to change? Do I need to change something? Do I need to shift? How can I look at my life in a different way? How can I live my life in a different way? Because what I want for each and every person, whether you're a man or a woman, is generational wealth for you. And generational wealth is way more than money, boo. Way more than money. It is an abundance of love, peace, joy, faith, understanding, happiness. Joy and happiness, two different things, right? I want joy for you. The only way to get it is to do some self reflection, is to connect yourself to the spirit that is within you, is to let go of some of the shameful, some of the shame, some of the guilt, right? To let go, to recognize it, acknowledge it, and then let it go. It's not serving a purpose. Give yourself some grace. Replace them shame and guilt twins with the grace and mercy twins. That's what I want for you, boo. That is what I want for you. And to know that each and every woman that I've talked to this month has made some mistakes, right? Don't hold yourself hostage to your mistakes. Lessons and blessings are what they are. It was just a lesson, boo. It was just a lesson. Forgive yourself. If you don't know how, I got a video for that too. Go to the YouTube channel. Like Keyuna just said, go to the YouTube channel, honey. Subscribe while you're over there and look for the demonic entity series. Unforgiveness is there where you can learn how to forgive yourself, right? The relationship series is over there where you can learn how to have a better relationship with who? With you, boo. With you. Because the most important relationship that you will ever have, people are going to come and go. But the most important relationship that you will ever have is the one that you have with you. Okay. Look, I'm done. Honey, I have poured today. I hope you filling up some of your cup, boo. I hope you filling up your cup because I'm pouring. Come back and join your girl tomorrow, honey. I will be back with another phenomenal woman all month long. You are meeting the people that inspire and empower me in hopes that they will inspire and empower you as well. Yes? All right. Y'all know how I do it because I aspire to inspire until I expire, honey. That's what I'm doing. What you doing? What you doing? Bye, boo. See you tomorrow.